drop in the bucket of what they'll need if you die without life insurance.
Morning, everybody.
Term life insurance is not something you can afford to put off. Call the Term Lifeline now for the lowest possible rates on quality term life insurance.
I don't think I put the,
rates are at all-time lows.
Nah, I didn't put the Middleboro in review in today's date on the description of the video. I'll have to do that afterwards.
Do you owe the IRS
Just realized I didn't do that, but
$10,000 or more in
I'll do that after.
taxes? Are you being audited or investigated? Has the IRS sent you?
But today is the 24th
You may not owe
of
what they
April.
claim. Make this free call to the tax doctor now. Let them negotiate with the
24th
IRS
of
on
April.
your behalf. Call 800-631-9123. 800-631-9123. That's 800-631-9123.
Border Patrol and local communities are overwhelmed with the largest surge of illegal immigrants in the past 2 decades at the U.S.-Mexico border. Texas Department of Public Safety Lieutenant Christopher Olivares, appearing on Fox News, explains how the White House could help this problem.
They need to take more effective strategies, have a comprehensive immigration reform. Also, do not cancel Title 42. And if you are going to cancel Title 42, have an effective strategy in place so we don't see this mass flow of immigrants coming across. And also work with other local partners as well, and also congressional partners, and come together and have a plan in place.
Police in Glendale, Arizona are investigating the death of a man who attempted to drive through the gate at Luke Air Force Base. Base officials say the unidentified man failed to comply with security protocols and was stopped by an automated vehicle barrier at the south gate on Friday. Medics declared the man dead when they arrived on the scene. USA Radio News.
The MyPillow.com clearance continues. Roll and go anywhere. MyPillow's $9.99. The Body Pillow $39.99. And MyPillow bath sheets on sale 50% off. Use my promo code USA. Go to MyPillow.com.
I have a short today in history thing today.
MyPillow.com/radio specials. Use promo code USA.
Oh, yeah?
Not a lot. Only one birthday, 2 today in histories, and no passings to talk about.
Now that Spotify
That happens every once in a while. You have not a lot on that particular segment, and today is that kind of day.
By doing enough personal appearances for the streaming service. The announced in 2019 they would partner exclusively with Spotify to release podcasts through their media company Higher Ground. The deal was said to be worth $25 million. The Obamas have announced they're looking for another service. From the West Coast USA Radio News Bureau, I'm Lance Pride.
NASCAR is stopping at one of its most popular tracks this weekend. The Talladega Superspeedway is NASCAR's largest closed oval track and has steep turns that can bring speeds up to 200.
Talladega, it's like one of the most famous tracks.
I love to say it's a palace of speed. And when Bill France Sr.
It's one of the most famous tracks in America.
something a little bit bigger,
Talladega.
Director of Communications,
Other than Daytona,
Russell Branyan,
and there's a few other ones.
Fox News.
Talladega is a huge race.
Alabama, and the green flag drops just after 3 p.m. Eastern Time today. Major League Baseball star Miguel Cabrera is the newest member of the 3,000 hit club. Cabrera reaching the historic milestone in the first inning of Saturday's game with a single against the Colorado Rockies in Detroit. For USA Radio News, I'm Tim Berg.
Come on. Why does it do that?
I think you gotta press them harder.
I'm pressing it hard.
Yeah.
Content aired on all programs are those of the host and their guests.
Okay. 270. Enter. Open. Good.
Did you play the Star Stable Rihanna? I don't think you did.
I did, yeah. I'm 100% sure I did. I definitely sure I did do that.
It's time for the Middleboro Week in Review. Host Joey Driscoll. Stay tuned for news. Middleboro news.
Red mic, as usual. Okay. I'm gonna move this just a tad. Just a little. Okay. Good morning, good morning. Welcome to Middleboro in Review for April 2022, the final one here of April 2022. Today is April 24th, 2022. The 4th edition of the April 2022 Middleboro in Review. So, good morning, Don.
Good morning, Joe.
A little bit of a different kind of intro there.
Where's Mr. Sunshine this morning?
I don't know. I don't know this morning.
Mr. Sunshine is sleeping in. But let's hope no one else is sleeping in and catching Middleboro in Review here at 7.
Yes, we have a lot to talk about. Do want to mention next week, we are probably going to spend the first half of the program, maybe a little less, maybe a little more, talking about Amtrak. Amtrak is celebrating its 51st year in operation next week. So we'll be talking about a little bit of the history of Amtrak, how it formed, and some of the other big things about it as well. Some important stuff about Amtrak. That's next week. Just want to mention that to everybody. And we have open phone lines today. If you want to call in, 508-822-1106. You can talk about whatever you want to talk about. First off, let's do weather. Right now, in Middleboro, and here we go. In Middleboro, 46 degrees, cloudy skies. Hopefully it doesn't rain today. It does look like it will. But there is no rain in the forecast. And precipitation is at about a 5% chance. So it might just be cloudy. So we'll see what happens there. But 46 degrees currently in Middleboro, 52 for the high today. It's supposed to clear off and be mostly sunny today. 62 tomorrow with a low of 41 tomorrow night. In Taunton, 46 degrees, cloudy skies, same deal. No rain, and actually the precipitation chance is less, 4%. So doubt it's going to rain today. I mean, it does look like it's going to rain outside, but I don't think it will rain today. 53 for the high today here in Taunton, and 36 for the low tonight. Tomorrow, 63 degrees with a low of 42 tomorrow night. Driscoll, Texas, cloudy skies as well, 75 degrees, 88 for the high today in Driscoll, Texas. Tomorrow, 87 degrees with a low of 69. Again, Driscoll, Texas. And finally, Driscoll, North Dakota. It is at the freezing mark, 32 degrees with snow falling currently. Snow in late April in North Dakota. 34 degrees for the high today, with a low of 21 in Driscoll, North Dakota for today. And tomorrow for Driscoll, North Dakota, 38 degrees with a low of 20. That is the weather for today. So, first off, we want to talk about news that I broke on Thursday. And that is the news that Crazy Days will not be taking place this year due to a lack of volunteers. Unfortunately, Crazy Days will not happen this year and will be pushed back to, hopefully it will take place next year. There are still plenty of events to look forward to during the last couple of months of spring, and also in the summer, but unfortunately this is a huge hit that there will be no Crazy Days in Middleboro. Don, your thoughts on that?
Well, it's true that you need a year to plan Crazy Days. That's what I was told year after year since it's been going on by volunteers and pretty much other city officials I've talked to. So you need a year.
Yeah.
So they unveiled it, a month ago when COVID numbers were dropping and it looked like they could have it. I thought maybe they were. They thought maybe they could probably try to pull it off, and just the volunteers. And right now, you need to. Yeah, it's probably the point of no return as far as if you don't have your volunteers ready to go. But at this point in time, it's just going to be a snowball effect.
Yeah, 4 months out, it's really hard.
No, it's not going to work. So it's kind of last minute too, in a way, because you have a whole year to find out what vendors want to go out there and what they need to do to get the ball rolling, but I think next year we should we should be volunteers for one day anyway.
Yeah, and this isn't a small event.
No.
They have 30 volunteers that usually
right.
That usually work it. There probably are more than 30.
I'm gonna sign you up. You're gonna sign me up for at least one day.
Yeah.
So we'll go sign up for next for 23, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay. So and it's not 1,000,000 degrees out.
And but yeah, it's not a small event at all.
No, it's big.
A lot of vendors, a lot of different things going on.
It's big. It's huge. They shut down Main Street. Pretty much.
Well, I think they used to. I don't think they do it anymore. Do they?
Center Street.
Yeah.
Yeah, Main Street's 105. Yeah, well, they used to, but I think
105 they used to.
I think
but they don't anymore.
But you know what's funny about that? Technically, that intersection belongs to Middleboro.
Mm-hmm.
I think they take care of the maintenance. They take care of everything. Okay, 105, the state takes it outside Middleboro, outside the boundaries of Middleboro.
Yeah.
So I heard that they were squawking that people couldn't go around.
Yep.
It was 105, and that's what I heard. But technically, that intersection belongs to Middleboro.
Mm-hmm.
So if they want to put a stage there and have rock bands all for 3 days, they can.
Yeah.
But I don't know what it was. But but the thing was, the whole idea of that intersection being taken away kind of took the festival away, because now you had to cross Center Street. You had to cross Main Street from Center Street and go down towards the heading down Wareham Street. That way, there was still more. It got blocked off. So I don't know. But going around Middleboro on 105 is kind of tough too. But they could have pulled it off for 3 days. So I was disappointed in that. But I think the state stepped in and says you can't do that. But that's only hearsay. I mean, I don't know what. I'm going to find out. I'm going to look into that and find out why. Because for years it went well, and the stage was like boom, right in the intersection of Main and Center. Go and ask for. The whole idea of we're stopping traffic for music, we're stopping traffic for everything. It was, I kind of like that idea myself.
Yeah, and again, hopefully it comes back next year, and it's always a fun event. It really is. There's always great bands that play.
Right.
They're always great vendors.
I just think August, again, I mentioned this before, I think August is tough.
Yeah.
August, it's hot. But some people love that weather. Some people love the heat. They're walking around in their shorts. I do better in the cold than in the heat. That's just my personal preference. But, well, you know what? They got to have a super duper one on 23, because now they're planning for 23. And I think we just put the cat out of the bag. We need to volunteer.
Yep. And maybe this will get people to really volunteer, and they'll have a lot of volunteers for next year, and maybe that will incentivize them to maybe expand.
Well, you've been pushing the food pantry since the pandemic started.
Yeah.
So there's another thing you can push every week on both your shows.
Yeah. Volunteer for local events, because they need them.
Right.
They need them a lot.
And it really helps the economy too, as
does.
far as the businesses. And people need to get out and start spending. Not saying they have much money to spend these days, because the way the economy is, but the inflation and high fuel prices and everything. But I think you need to take care of your neighbor. You start local. You start with your neighbor, You know, you pay your bills, you get through all that. But if you got to spend some money, spend it locally. Spend it, your neighbors are your neighbors. They need it more. That's why I'm not a big fan, and I know how convenient it is to a point of all these delivery services. Because, first of all, it's putting all these extra vehicles on the road. Okay? All these more emissions now, ever. You're trying to cover emissions, but you have a million zillion delivery trucks out there. And people are buying small stuff. They're buying a tube of toothpaste and they get it delivered or something. I don't know. Usually when you go to the store, you have a big list. You get what you need, you go home. It's always been that way. Yeah. Now, if you need a box of macaroni and cheese, you can have it delivered. Really, they deliver the smallest item because they got these free delivery packages people have, and they send out a whole van and 4 boxes of macaroni and cheese. Here you go. But in a way, the whole downtown footprint needs to be preserved, in my opinion, because these are the brick and mortar people, brick and mortar businesses that pay taxes. Mm-hmm. And a lot of these businesses, they really donate to different organizations, different baseball, football, all these organizations, and they financially help them. Yeah. You go into any business and you look at the walls of any business, you can see that maybe this business donated to the Little League, and this business donated to the Pop Warner football, and I think with these businesses disappearing, you're not gonna, because you think these big corporations are gonna think local. You think, these big package companies that are based in other state are gonna care about anything going on in Taunton, Middleboro?
Yeah, they don't.
Sports,
they don't care.
They don't care.
They see these towns as dollar signs and nothing else.
Right. That's all they see. Yep. So I'm not knocking any kind of business prospect. I said that before. It's just I don't. If you want to make a living in the United States or Massachusetts, that's fine. But you, as a consumer, you have to think of the big picture. Mm-hmm. You have to think that these downtown stores are your neighbors. They're your community. These are your neighbors. These are people who need your support. And convenience is good to a certain degree. And then it's always the way. It's just like if you have 10 pizza places on Main Street, and now you're down to 2, what's going to happen to the quality? What's going to happen to the price? Yeah, it's got to go. Yeah. There's no competition to keep everyone. No competition, so people can do what they want. They can raise the prices. They can let the quality go. The only game in town. You're the only game in town, so you can do what you want. You can have crappy service. You can jack up the prices. And where else you got to go? That's the thing. So competition keeps people humble, keeps businesses humble. Yeah. I try to make a better mousetrap every time. Try to create better service. I think a lot of the bigger corporations out there, restaurants and whatnot, are going the way of bad service. Years ago, I'm not naming any companies too, because I'm not, but years ago, if you had a shake machine, okay, they'd have it fixed. Mm-hmm. The company would have it fixed. It was something up, if they had a light out in their parking lot, or if they had part of their neon light for their sign, it would be fixed. Fixed. Within a day or two, it'd be fixed. They don't seem to care anymore. All the details. The details are being looked over. The details are important to a lot of people and how things are. Talk to Ed Sucker, right? Mm-hmm. Details. He puts his CDs together, right?
Yes.
Details.
Exactly.
Nothing can be
Detail is important.
Very important. And people pick up on that. Mm-hmm. And if you keep up on the details, you're going to have a good product. So you drive by a place and half the lights are out in the parking lot. The parking lot's dirty because the trash hasn't been taken out. There's litter all over the place. What do you know? What makes you think you want to pull in there and buy something? So, I don't know. I didn't think a rant was coming this early. Sorry.
But, again, volunteering, extremely important. And please, if you can, volunteer.
And buy local.
Buy local.
Buy local. Go down and take a walk down. Go down to the green. Go down to Taunton Center. Go to Middleboro Center. Walk around. Bridgewater Center's got a little nice retail spot there.
Yeah.
A
lot of great communities with a lot of great local stuff. So.
And these are your neighbors.
All right, it's 7:24. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back here on Middleboro Review on 1530 AM at 99.7 FM. We're right back, everybody. I think I'll come back. I'll do a little program update, programming schedule thingy that I usually do every once in a while, and then we'll go from there. All right, 1, 2.
Combat Veteran Motorcycle Association.
Good morning, Mike.
Is an association of combat veterans from all branches of the United States Armed Forces who ride motorcycles as a hobby. Our mission is to support those who have defended our country and freedoms. Our focus is to help veteran care facilities provide a warm meal, clothing, shelter, and guidance, or simply to say thank you.
I wasn't tripping over my words, was I?
We have members
No.
No?
No, that was a good segment.
Many members continue to serve in our armed forces, with several serving in combat areas.
Those things had to be said. So, yeah. That was a really good segment. Those things had to be said. Because it's important to support your communities. It's extremely important.
Please visit cvma2-2.org.
Alright.
Hi, this is Martha Clopin, your host for Medicare Moment with Martha. Each week, we present the latest information on health, legal,
let me see.
and lifestyle
Let's see if I
issues that affect you
can do
and
blood
your
drives
family.
next.
It's fascinating, fast-paced, and fun as we explore all aspects of the Medicare maze. So join me for Medicare Moment with Martha, Saturday mornings at 8 and Sunday mornings at 9 on AM 1530 and 99.7 FM, WVBF, your hometown radio station.
Splash Street Auto Body, located at 48 Splash Street in Brockton, Massachusetts, offers the highest quality collision
Blood drives are on here.
auto service for your car. They are a direct
I haven't
repair
printed it
shop
out yet.
for all major insurance
Put them in
companies.
the thing
You
here,
can reach
so.
them at 508-583-1495. They're open
There they are.
Monday through Thursday, 8 to 5, and 8 to 4 on Fridays. Call them today. You will not be disappointed. 508-583
I don't think I need anything from this then. Okay, I don't think I need anything from this then. I can just put that right back. I'm gonna mention the dog licenses in Middleboro again because this is like the last week before the $50 citation goes into effect too. So
Well, you got the Friday.
yes,
That's how they do it.
yes. So that's but it is coming up. May 1st is next week. So next Sunday. So. All right. That's back up. And we're back here on Middleboro in review for the 20 4th of April, 2022. You're listening to us on 1530 AM, 99.7 FM. I want to let everyone know that you can also listen to us on online Radio Box, Streama, TuneIn's back. I've listened to it a few times on TuneIn. TuneIn is back. The WVBF stream on TuneIn, it's back. You can listen to us on YouTube by searching Middleboro in Review. Middleboro in Review, and all of the shows will be there. They're up to date. And this one will be up probably around mid-morning this morning as well. So they're up to date. They're all there. So if you want to go check out the Middleboro Review YouTube page, go to Middleboro Review, and you'll find the YouTube. If you want to send us an email, the email is middleboroinreview@gmail.com. You can send us an email with, your questions, comments, topics you want us to talk about on a future show. Again, middleboroinreview on gmail.com is the best way to reach us for any of that. Any comments, concerns, concerns about what's going on locally, and articles you might want us to talk about on a future program. And like I said at the beginning of the show, next week, a good portion of our show will be dedicated to talking about Amtrak. Next week is their 51st anniversary. 51 years, 1971. May 1st, they came into existence, and since then they've been a huge thing, really huge thing. So we'll be talking about them next week, Amtrak, and the history of it. So that's next week. But what is coming up after us today? So at 8 o'clock we'll have Bread of Life with Pastor Ortez Vancross. And before I continue, John, quick question. We were listening to a couple of different music things. We'll do a little music recommendation today. We were listening to a few music things, music songs and things like that. You played a song for me this morning. Right? Well, no. Before I played a few songs. So you played a song for me. I wasn't sure I recognized. What was that?
Dr. Hook, when you're in love with a beautiful woman.
Okay, I've heard that. I think I've heard it once.
Yeah, that was pretty much.
I didn't recognize
that.
That
was a big hit. It was almost sort of a disco-y song, because I think it came out around the disco era. Because if anybody who knows Dr. Hook knows they did the song "Cover the Rolling Stones," which was totally different from that. If you're in love with a beautiful woman, but that was a real hit. That was something you'd listen to. The clubs would play, as far as years ago. If you were dancing in the discos back in the late 70s, maybe 1980, before it all went away. That was one of the songs, and it made them. I think that was one of their most popular hits. Is that particular song?
Okay.
So.
And I played a few songs for you as well. There's a band called Badfinger, and there is a very popular song called "Without You," and you may recognize that song title, but not the band Badfinger. Badfinger was, I believe, the original creators of that song.
You sure about that?
I think.
Yeah, that sounds right. I mean,
I think so.
Harry Nilsson really made that song, "Can't Live Without You."
I think so.
He just really made it just perfect. With his harmonies and the arrangements of the song, and it's so much you can do with a song that's already built. You can take a song that's built and you can just make it. You can just polish it to makes it good for you. Is that true?
It is indeed. Yeah, it is indeed their song. Badfinger. It came out November of 1970.
All right, and okay.
The Harry Nilsson version. I'm not sure when that came out at all.
He ain't Harry. He's Harry.
Harry. So yes, Badfinger, the original writers of that song.
Right.
Very good song.
There's been songs that, like, for instance, Bruce Springsteen came out with a song "Blinded by the Light."
Yes.
And he wrote it, and it was a decent version. But Manfred Mann, Earth Band, oh my God, I think they came out in '76 when that song came out, and I'm not sure when Bruce did it. It was like '74, '75. They made it their own. They turned it into a hit.
Yeah.
The way they put that song together is unbelievable. It's actually one of my favorite songs out there. Is "Blinded by the Light," and it's funny too because you can go on YouTube and you can get interviews with the band, and they could actually. I went online and it was Bruce Springsteen who pretty much went through all the lyrics and how the lyrics of that song, what was all about. Because if you listen to that song, the lyrics are kind of twisted in a way. And it was actually Bruce Springsteen, an interview with him, who pretty much, because they didn't change the lyrics at all.
No.
It was the same deal, but it was just totally a different kind of song.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just like Tom Waits, there's a lot of bands that cover Tom Waits songs.
Yes.
And,
yes, a lot of them.
they're different.
Yeah. All right. Blood drives. Coming up in the month of May, a lot of blood drives. Once again, there'll be three that we're going to talk about here. May 3rd will be the next one, Tuesday, May 3rd. Church of Our Savior, 60 Union Street, Middleboro, Mass., 10 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. Tuesday, May 10th, the Reed Community Center, 33A Summer Street in Kingston, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. And Friday, May 27th, 2022, the VFW at Middleboro, the Middleboro VFW, 12 Station Street, Middleboro, 2:30 p.m. to 7 p.m. So that's coming up in the month of May for blood drives. Again, we've been focusing on blood drives a lot for better part of I've at least been focusing on blood drives for the better part of a year on my shows. It's extremely important. There is a low supply of blood right now. The Red Cross has a low supply of blood right now. We play a PSA here on WVBF about that as well. Extremely important if you're able to give blood to go do so. Don, thoughts?
Well, yeah, you've been pushing it, and just reminded people weekly that they have an option to do that and where to go.
Absolutely, yes.
So that's all you can really do is just keep telling the folks, and hopefully their numbers are going up and more people are giving blood because it's important. Because pandemic screwed everything up. It really messed everything up. Yep. So really, hopefully things get back to normal as far as, and it will. It takes time. I mean, we never, in our lifetime, we never have dealt with anything like this. So I think we did all right to a certain degree. Yeah, blood. And you will talk about dog licenses too, maybe?
We'll go into next segment.
Okay.
First of all, I want to finish up my talking about programming schedule after us.
Stop
I started it.
You might as well stop from the beginning.
Yes, so
you went from. You got a little sidetracked there.
I got a little sidetracked because
I
had to grab a couple of things. So I can tell you the names of some of the programs.
Well,
that we
start
talked
over
about.
from scratch.
So
After the show.
After us, at 8 o'clock, actually 8:05 to be accurate, to be precise, after the USA Radio News, Pastor Ortez Veracross will be on with Bread of Life. Another program, Bread of Life. And today's program is called The Making of a Mighty Man of God, is the name of the program today. So that'll be on. At 8:30, we'll have The Rosary. At 9 o'clock, Medicare Moment with Martha. A lot of great information about Medicare. The Medicare, any kind of Medicare questions someone might have, she answers them perfectly. Very informative show.
No, it's not a live show.
It's not a live show.
She's
no.
not going to be able to answer your questions. She answers
But
questions.
yeah,
Right.
any questions you bring in,
Right.
email it
It's
to
a
her,
syndicated show.
probably.
It's
It's a syndicated show. If you email her, I'm sure you're able to email
Oh,
her.
yeah. Sure. Yep.
I don't know where you'd be able to find her email. You probably look her up, the show name, and then email her, and any questions you have, she'll answer on probably on the show when the show is on. It's on.
Is it live or is it?
It's not live. No, it's
No, it's not live. But is it live when she does it?
I'm not sure. It's a syndicated program.
You know what? I think you should reach out to Martha.
It's a syndicated program.
Okay, let's get back on track here.
It's a syndicated program.
All right, that's
all I'm going to say.
I'm just being a stickler.
It's a syndicated program.
Details.
It's on.
Details.
It's on twice. It's on twice during the weekend, Saturday and Sunday. So,
I'm just being
great,
a stickler.
great information.
Right.
On every single show.
Right.
About Medicare. All right. After that, Keys of the Kingdom will be on. Pastor Naomi Burton will bring Keys of the Kingdom as well. And 10 o'clock, All on God with Edna Isaac. Last week, she was live. Live calling in.
And that worked out pretty good, didn't it?
And that really worked out really well. She did live from the church that she has. Did it live from the church at Easter Sunday broadcast, and it was great. It worked out great. And she's on again today, the program. That'll be at 10 o'clock. At 11, Musical Odyssey with Ed Sutka. And today's program, Anton Dvorak, Musician of the Czech Spirit, is the name of the program for Musical Odyssey today. At noon, Sounds of the Emerald Isle with Jim Larkin. 2 hours of great Irish music and comedy. So that is on from 12 to 2. 2 to 3, we'll finish off the day with Stand Up Strong with Ed Miller and Bishop Tony Branch. So that ends the weekend here on WVBF programming. And then, of course, in the afternoon, TIC has a whole bunch of different programming as well. So, a great lineup of programming today for you. All right, 7:42. When we come back, we are going to talk about dog licenses. I'm going to give another reminder to people, to residents of Middleboro, about dog licenses, because May 1st is approaching quickly. Unless you have a new dog that you are licensing, it's coming up. The deadline...
Is it coming up, or are you saying it right now?
The deadline is coming up for the dog licenses. I want to talk about that when we come back here on Middleboro in Review. It is April 24th, 2022, and we're right back. Don't do that. Come on.
No, but I mean, you're sitting there talking about it, and you just
Come on, don't do that.
Go to the commercial.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Go to the
Please.
commercial then. You're sitting there just talking about it. Just go right to the commercial.
Just don't do that.
Talk about it when you come back.
Getting
When you do that, I get messed up. So don't
Yeah,
do
but
that.
just go to the commercial. If you see it going to a commercial, go to a commercial.
All right.
You know what I mean?
I got
Don't
it.
just sit there and linger.
All right. All right. What do we got?
Just go to a commercial. Just don't talk about it.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
just go.
I got it.
All right.
And then with the remaining few minutes, I don't know if we can stretch out the Today in History is too long.
I got something I could say.
Yeah, do
If
that.
you want to give me back the mic, that's
Yeah, do that because
all right.
I don't know if I can stretch out, with the remaining time we're gonna have.
I'm sorry I did that, Joey. But I'm just saying, you just need to go to the commercial.
With the remaining time
Yeah.
that we have, I don't know if I can stretch out the Today in Histories I have.
That's fine.
Because they're short.
That's
they're
all
kind
right.
of short ones.
I got 5 minutes in me.
They have, there's a Library of Congress Today in History, and then there's a kind of local Today in History as well.
All right.
Well, Boston type history. And then there's one birthday that we talk about. That actually, I might be able to stretch out a little bit because it has something to do with the Society of St. Vincent de Paul.
Okay.
Combat Veteran Motorcycle Association.
How does it do that?
What? Gong.
No, I hit it and it just did that. Yeah, it did that. I don't know why it does that. All right.
Maybe you should just use one finger or something. Oh.
I do use one finger.
Do you? Your strongest finger?
Yeah. I do use one finger.
Maybe those need to be oiled up.
The thing is on its way out, I think.
No.
I don't know. Hopefully it's fine for like another year or 2 or 3, but it kind of is not 100%.
Well, does Mark know?
Yeah, I'm sure.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm sure he does. I'm sure Chris has talked about it
Oh, yeah.
to him.
Please visit cvma2-2.org.
Did it again.
Serving the residents of Middleboro
Did
since
it?
1949. It's the perfect place to get a gift for a friend or family member this spring. They sell fruit.
I like how this came out. This came out really well.
Much more. They also have an antique shop. Open Monday to
7:47 by the time we come back,
Sunday,
I think.
9 to 5. Visit them at 556 Wareham Street or call 508
Alright, so we'll have
447-15.
dog licenses that'll go to you.
Yeah.
I don't even have to look at the thing. I don't even have to look at the the write-up
You
for
got
it.
till Friday.
Yeah, I don't even have to look at the write-up for it. Yeah, technically the deadline is the 1st, but you have until Friday, basically, because it's it's during the week. So Friday would be the 30th? Yeah. And we're back here on Middleboro in Review for the 24th of April, 2022. Okay, dog licenses. Coming up fast. The big deadline for it, which is May 1st. After May 1st, any licenses that are not renewed for dog licenses, $50 fine will be added to it. Unless your dog is a new dog and you need to license your dog for the first time, you can do that at any time during the year without any late fees or anything of the sort. Just the fee, the regular dollar amount. But May 1st is that deadline, which is next Sunday. But Sunday is obviously not a work day, so technically Friday is it would either be Friday or it would be Monday. Would be the deadline, depending on.
No, when's Monday? Oh.
Monday would be the 2nd.
Yeah, it's delayed.
So I mean, it would be
Friday.
It would probably be Friday. Yes, it would probably be Friday.
Unless they give you a grace.
Unless there's like a grace period in there somewhere, as well. So again, we wanted to mention that because it's coming up. It's coming up fast. I'll probably mention that again on Thursday. Very important for dog owners in Middleboro. Okay, Dawn, you had a few things to say.
You had a few things to say to me off air too.
Yeah.
I got my butt chewed out by Joey.
We won't go into that. We won't go into that.
I got reprimanded off air.
We won't go into that, but
Okay.
Don.
Our good friend Danny Harmon, who's called in 3 times already. He's the filmmaker who does rail fanning videos. He put a new video out. It's called Brightline, Florida's Fast Passenger Rail. It's a great film about Brightline, East Coast, Florida, which currently runs from Miami to West Palm Beach now. That's been going. That opened up in 2018, and then the pandemic shut it down, and they just recently opened it up. But they're talking opening date of 2023 at some point. They're going to have the extension from West Palm Beach to Orlando, which is going to run up the east coast of Florida, up through towns like Melbourne, Cocoa Beach, and then it's going to head west on its own track. They use the Florida East Coast trackage now, which they're doubling it up to accommodate Passenger Line. But when they finish up, they got to terminate at Orlando International Airport. And there's always talk about sending it to Tampa. But I've been reading up and watching some videos about the stickling point around Orlando, meaning Disney wants its own station. Other parts of like Universal Studios want theirs. They're to the north. And there's also Sunrail, which might be a player too. They're the commuter rail that runs north of Orlando. And it's like the passenger rail is long term. It's meaning 45 minutes or half hour between stations. That's how that works. So if you flew in and you wanted to get a train to Disney World from Orlando, you wouldn't take a Brightline. You'd have to take a commuter rail somewhat. So they're sitting there fighting about that. And you want to take the most economical route to get the Tampa line up and running, because that's what you want. You don't want to be fighting about what train stations are going to go in Orlando, because it doesn't really matter. Because if you want to go to Disney World, you got to take like a commuter rail. You got to take like a train that does short hauls, not long hauls. So I don't even think they need it. I think they should have Orlando Airport as a hub, and then the other commuter train, which would be Sunrail, could do like a loop, and that's how you get in there. So I don't even think they need it, because people are not going to pay high dollar amount. And how are you going to get a rush of people from the airport to Disney World when you can't? You just can't. It'll be like a subway almost. It'll be a rush. You can't market that. So I just think they should just say the heck with a Disney World or any kind of attraction stop. Have Sunrail do a big loop, and just move it on through the most economical way towards Tampa. That way you can get the railroad built fast. You can get commuter rail. You can get the commuter rail to do the local stuff, and you can get the Brightline off to Tampa. So you don't want to get quagmired into building a station that's not really going to serve the purpose. It's long term rail line. It's half hour, 45 minutes in between stations. That's what their market is. Not 5 minutes here, 5 minutes there. You need like a shuttle. You need a shuttle train. Or build a monorail, whatever. Disney's all about monorails. Build a monorail. Build something. Build a link, a smaller link. Don't plug up Brightline and all these little stations, because we're taking it to the Orlando International Airport. That should be enough. So loop it around, go around the city, the most economical way towards Tampa, and get the ball rolling. Get the project done. Okay? Because these 5 minutes in between stations isn't the answer for a line like that.
And we'll be talking a little bit about Florida East Coast next week during our Amtrak history, as well as some things about Florida East Coast that I want to mention when it comes to Amtrak history.
But does that make sense?
Yeah,
I mean, if you got a Brightline train that runs half-hour segments in between stations, why would you? Just think about it. People flying in, they want to take a Brightline. A Brightline's a totally different animal compared to like a commuter station. It's not a shuttle train. It's not. I mean, I think it's 10 miles between Orlando International Airport and Disney World. I'm not 100% sure, but you're not gonna pull out the big guns for that. It's just, and then you have to go through all this city area, which it's gonna be a nightmare. So if you can just scoot around the city, and get the ball rolling towards Tampa, why wouldn't you do that?
Okay, we have today in histories now. Our first one, 1800, the United States Library of Congress is established when President John Adams signs legislation to appropriate $5,000 to purchase such books as may be necessary for the use of Congress. Today, the Library of Congress houses a lot of material, very important works in American history. The Library of Congress, a very important building and very important thing that was created 222 years ago today. And on this day in 1895, Joshua Slocum, the first person to sail single-handedly around the world, sets sail from Boston, Massachusetts, aboard the sloop Spray. And birthdays on this day, 1581, Vincent de Paul, French priest and saint. Want to mention, of course, he is the namesake of the Society of St. Vincent de Paul. That is a charitable organization that, things like food pantries and things like that. We've been talking a lot about Middleboro, St. Vincent de Paul, and the St. Vincent de Paul food pantry as well for a long time, a couple of years now. Dawn, your thoughts about the birthday of Saint Vincent de Paul, French priest and saint, the namesake of the Society of St. Vincent de Paul.
Well, it's done a lot of good as far as the food pantry, right?
Yes.
I mean, you think St. Vincent de Paul. I mean, I think food pantry, I think charity, I think giving, I think good.
Yeah.
So it's a good name to use for the charities out there, right?
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely, 100%. Another thing I want to mention, I think I mentioned it at the beginning of the show, but I want to mention it again at the end here, is the town meeting tonight at the high school, the new high school. Tonight.
Sunday?
Not tonight, I'm sorry. Tomorrow. I don't know why I said tonight. It's tomorrow night. I'm sorry about that again. Tomorrow night, Monday night, the 25th. It will be their annual town meeting. They usually have an annual town meeting, and then there's another town meeting, a special one. I believe that it was always in October, or I I'm not sure. There's always a special one. There's always like 2 a year, I think. Or at least the past couple of years there have been. But April, the month of April is usually the time for annual town elections. So that will happen tomorrow night at the high school, at the new high school. So anyone who goes will be able to check out the new high school as well. I'm hoping in the future, I'm not sure if they've had tours yet of the new high school. I'm hoping in the future that they do, because I'd love to check out the new high school. I'm not sure if they've had tours yet at the new high school, but all right, that will do it for today's program. Again, hope everyone enjoyed, and join us next week, May 1st, the first Sunday of the month of May. We'll be talking largely about Amtrak, but we'll also be talking a little bit about some other Middleboro events coming up as well. So enjoy your rest of your weekend, everybody, and enjoy the rest of April. And we'll be back me and Don will be back in May, but I will be back on Thursday for Middleboro Matters. Bye-bye, everybody. Have a great week.
Have a great week.
Sunday. Why did I say Sunday? Sunday? No.
Yeah.
Why did I say Sunday? It's weird.
That's all right. At least you got me to help you out.
Yeah.
We do a good show.
Thank you.
I think I was tripping on. Was I tripping on my words?
I don't know. I didn't notice. No, I don't think you were. I did not notice. Bye-bye, everybody.
The thing about the bright line is that